A bartender wrote themselves $100 extra on OP's tip. Originally posted by UCX Joshuix21X in our Legal Advice on February 4, 2022. A bartender wrote themselves a $100 extra on a tip. Credit card company is telling me to pound sand. What are my options? A few weeks ago I went to a bar in NYC while on a trip. My bill came out to around $60. I left a $20 tip that would have brought the total to around $84. A few days later I see a charge for $184 on my credit card. The bar does not have a phone number. The only way to contact them is through sending them a message on their website. I did and received no response. I attempted calling the hotel next door but they refused to get in touch with the bar. It's too far for me to go in person. I filed a dispute with my credit card company who has now told me to pound sand because I don't have a receipt. Even though my copy of the receipt would only have the original bill amount of around $60. Anyway, doesn't matter. They need a receipt. Also, the bar legally has to hold on to receipts for several years for this reason. Doesn't matter. Credit card company won't budge. What are my options? Edit. Am I allowed to name and shame the bar and CC company here? Second edit. Wow, this got a lot of attention. For now I'm going to file a police report and call my CC company again. I will demand a manager and have the CFPB website open on a laptop and tell them if they don't help me I will file a complaint while in the phone with them and be sure to include the manager's name in it. If that doesn't get me anywhere I will get the NYC Liquor Board involved. Thanks everyone for the advice. I will do another update once the dust has settled. Also I will be switching to another credit card. Updated post. Restored on our Best of Legal Advice on February 13, 2022. This is what occurred over the next several days. I called the credit card company again who insisted I needed a receipt. Eventually I escalated it to a manager who said they could claim it as fraud. That would involve my current card being cancelled and a new one sent to me. The money was returned to my account. The next day I got an email stating the claim was denied. And the money was taken from my account again. I once again called the CC company and was told I needed a receipt again and that the person who ran the fraud claim shouldn't have. Because it wasn't technically fraud. I escalated to a manager again. They eventually agreed to just give me a credit of $100 to my account courtesy of the company. Likely just so I would stop yelling at them. It has been a week and the case is considered closed. The bartender got to keep the money they took. But I also was refunded by the CC company. I asked the manager about this policy of needing the receipt and they refused to budge or say otherwise. Every single person I talked to, about 10, all said that a receipt is needed for any dispute. They do not protect their customers. I put a streaming service subscription on the card to keep it active, but will never use it again. I have switched to a different CC company for my daily use card. Thanks for all the attention this got. I used to work in a restaurant with a gal that would take the receipts anytime someone left their customer copy. She did exactly this, just lower numbers. They left $30? It was magically $50 when she ran the credit cards. She was also just kind of mean. Not someone I miss working with. I have switched to a different CC company for my daily use card. Good. That's what I would have done, too. I wish they would put them on blast. That's messed up and would be a good warning to any future customers. This was a very common scam back about 10 years ago in areas that had a lot of conventions. I had what was very obviously a business credit card, and I would return back to the office and find generally $1 to $3 added onto at least one of my tabs. I think they assumed that no one would bother to try to fix that or claim it back. They didn't know what pedantic ass hats our accounting team was. I spent hundreds of dollars worth of company time each year fixing $20 to $30 of theft. Name and shame via Google Maps reviews. I read those before eating at a new place. What part of fraudulently charging an extra $100 to someone's card isn't fraud? How do I get a receipt if someone used my credit card number for fraud? With their logic, they never need to pay back everything. As an accountant, I learned to always make a before the number, like 80,000 euro. Shady ass MFers and an useless CC company. I'd be glad to done with them as well. There was a restaurant I went to that did this to me. And I wish I wasn't so lazy. But it was $5. It annoyed me because I tipped more with cash. Now, I write cash instead of using zeros. They lost a customer and potential lunch business. They went out of business. But they had an amazing white chocolate caramel bread pudding. Give a 1-star review on Google, Facebook, etc. Those things get noticed for bars and restaurants. Their fault for not answering you. This is very much what blasting them on every review site is for. That bartender has definitely done that to others. I don't understand why America hasn't moved on from the old ways. In my 28 years, I have never been at risk of this because you hand them the card. They put in a machine in front of you. The machine has the amount on it, and you enter a PIN which only you know. No drama. If you're an American and this happens, file a police report for theft. I'd have the cops meet me at the restaurant to take the complaint. Files a complaint with your state's attorney general against both the restaurant and credit card company. File fraud complaint with the CFPB because this was not just theft but bank fraud too. Companies don't like extra work, but having to answer complaints from government entities lights a fire under their asses and yields better results. Why is the US banking system still in the 1980s? This is a common fraud, unfortunately, especially in tourist locations. Always keep your guest copy of the receipt, or at least tear it up. Employees at a restaurant in a notable tourist city would use the blank guest copy left at the table by the guest, and fill in a larget tip, sign as the customer, and discard the actual signed receipt. It took a lot of time and many layers of investigation to uncover the scheme. Is it an American thing to give someone else your card and they process the payment? I'm just a little confused. I think I may have seen this sort of thing in a movie. Quite a foreign concept to me. Or am I out the ballpark entirely? Name and shame the bar? How about name and shame the CC company? Fuck. I'm going to make sure I keep my receipts. I get email notifications as soon as the balance is charged to my card though to catch this sort of thing. Do you not have that programmed in? Yeah, I've had zero issues with my credit card voiding transactions for fraud. Which is what this is when a server lies on the amount. I use an Amex though, and since I fly a ton I've got their platinum, so maybe that helps a ton. Never had to provide a receipt for a CC dispute.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.